Bole Baba Ki Jai. I am Honorary Brigadier Dr. Arvind Lal, the Chairman of the Hirakhandi Samaj. I am 71 years old and I met Babaji when I was 25 years old. I came to Hirakhand in the year 1977 when I was, I think, 28 years old. And right in this Kirtan hall, Babaji made me feel that life was still worth living, because when I came first time to Hirakhand, my life was absolutely in shambles. So I got to know Babaji, and subsequently in Hirakhand only, I requested him to teach me how to become a better man and also how to become more spiritual, how to come close to God. And he was asking me that why would I like to do that? And I said, because after coming here, I need to practice something. Now, what is that practice which I should do? So he thought for a moment and he said, Karma Yoga and Jap Yoga. Now, this caught me unawares, because Karma Yoga I understood very well, and this was the entire concentrate of Gita, what Lord Krishna told Arjun, that do your duty. If you are a doctor, be a good doctor. If you are a businessman, be a good ethical businessman. If you are a mother, be a good mother, and so on and so forth. But about Jap Yoga, I was just not, it caught me unawares. And I said, well, it's going to be, you are sitting with your mala in a corner and keep on doing Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, or Ram, 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 Ram. So this just did not make sense to me. So I imagined myself sitting in a corner and just doing Ram, Ram, Ram or Om Namah Shivaya, and I asked Babaji a counter question. And my question to Babaji was that why not meditation? And Babaji thought for a moment and he said, what you are saying is correct, that meditation is very good. And the next thing which he said completely floored me, and he said, it is not meant for you, meaning which it is not meant for the common man. And I asked him why, and he smiled and he looked at me and he says, because you people don't have the time. And even if you had the time, you will not find the perfect guru, pointing at himself, to teach you meditation. Then subsequently, this conversation went on and on for many months over different periods. So next time when I met him, he explained to me again. He said that in olden days, during the days of Satyug, man's age were also prolonged and he could do a lot of penance, lot of puja, lot of Jap Yoga, and he could stand on one leg, he could undergo many more difficulties. And then in the end, he had, mastered the art of Japa Yoga, that he had perfected it, he'd made it so strong that he could even kill his enemy at a distance of 100 kos, 100 kos, which is about, I think, 130 kilometers. And he says, मंत्र देने से कुछ नहीं होता जब तक आप मंत्र की बैटरी चार्ज नहीं करेंगे. There is no point in giving you a mantra till you charge the battery of the mantra. So in Satyug, it started with mantra. Subsequently, after a few thousand years, came Tantra. And Tantra can best be explained by the knowledge which Lord Shiv imparted to Ravan, the demon king, in the form of, the small kind of totkas, what we call, small shortcuts, innovations, or you may say. For example, there is a person dying in a COVID-19 bed, he's on the ventilator, and the doctors come and tell the family that there is nothing much to be done. And especially in India, there are, ladies, senior ladies of the house, who will probably say that why don't you take out his horoscope and go and see an astrologer of good fame who knows what he's saying. And supposing you land up with an astrologer who's also an expert in interpreting the red book, Lal Kitab. And in that, small totkas are given. For example, it's not meant for everybody, but a totka can be, an answer can be that the man who is dying, supposing his weight is 75 kilos, you take 75 kilos of coal, put it in 2 gunny bags, and just throw them into the river, and lo and behold, the man starts improving. Now, this is known as Tantra. And then he explained that now these days is a time of yantra, which is instrumentation. You can pick up the phone and talk to your child, talk to your sweetheart. You can, press a button and you can, get in touch with the rest of the world, like what we are doing right now. A military commander can push a button and destroy his enemy thousands of miles away, etc., etc. So he said, now is a time of yantra, meaning which instrumentation. But he says the mantra has not gone away. Mantra is still there. So I was, quite convinced now that my thoughts that, there'll be meditation which I'll have to do was, set aside. And I said, Babaji, okay, from tomorrow onwards, I will start doing the mantra in all earnestness. I get up at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'll take a quick bath. I will go to, my puja place, to your room, and I will start doing the mantra. And I'll do first Ganesh Ji mantra, then I'll do Om Namah Shivaya. He said, no. I said, why? He says that because I want you to do the mantra, I want you to finish it before sunrise. Now that was a very tall order for me. And I said, but why? And then he gives a classical answer. He says, because if you do it before sunrise, we people listen. So in a nutshell, he told me, he said that after sunrise, he says, even my office opens. And my office, when it opens, I also get busy. And don't forget, my office runs 24/7. Then he reiterated that there is no point in giving a mantra till you charge the battery of the mantra. And to do the mantra effectively, he said, Shastriji will tell you now. So Shastriji was also sitting along, and he says that Om Namah Shivaya is a 5-lettered word. For each letter of Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, you have to do jap of 125,000 times. So it's a 5-letter word, 5-letter mantra, which means 5 into 125,000 times is 625,000 times. And Arvind, once you have done the Om Namah Shivaya 625,000 times, you reach stage 1. And any multiple of 625, 2 times 625,000 times, 3 times 625,000 times, you keep going from one, stage to the other stage. Pretty much like, Kaun Banega Karodpati or, how to make a million. There are stages and you keep going there. And Babaji also emphasized that you do your initial puja in the morning before sunrise. After that, when you step out of the house, supposing you are driving your car, there is no point, or if you feel, you can shut off the radio. These days FM radios are on, and keep doing your mantra at that time. If you are waiting for, a metro train or a subway, you can, while waiting you can do it, or while traveling you can do it. You are waiting in an airport lounge, you can do it. But it should not be that the first time you start doing the mantra is in the airport lounge or when you step out. So the shorter the mantra, the more, easy it is to do the Siddh. And that is the reason Babaji also gave me the mantra of Hring, which Shastriji has emphasized many times. It is also written in Srimad Devi Bhagavad. So you can imagine ring, 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 ring 7 times into one mala, which is 108. And you can reach this magic number of, 1 into 125,000 times much faster, and you will reach that pace. And that is the reason why this mantra is suggested to everybody, especially during Navratris. So, in other words, Babaji emphasized, it is not that the whole day you keep on doing the mantra and your job will be done. Babaji emphasized and re-emphasized and emphasized hundreds of times that Karam Yoga is the way to liberation. He said that when a child is born, his karmic meter starts, getting switched on. Until he dies, he has to keep on doing his karma. And his karma will take him to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. And of course, this was very well understood by me, because even in our schools and colleges, our teachers have said that it is, if you want to succeed in life, it is 99% perspiration and 1% inspiration. So Babaji emphasized that 99% is very, very hard work. If you don't do hard work, nothing will happen, and you just keep doing the mantra, well, you are chasing a wrong object, and you will never succeed. So that 1% of the perspiration, of the inspiration of Babaji or the mantra will help you achieve your 99% of the Karma Yoga which you are trying to do. So, in a very light manner, we are a cricket playing nation, and you ask any cricketer, ask Sachin Tendulkar, what does it feel, or how does he feel when he used to get out at 99? You feel very bad. So if you want to hit a century, it is a very good balance of Karma Yoga with the Jap Yoga which you have to do, and this shall make you into a success story. So Babaji emphasized the importance of Karma Yoga in one's life, and he also named a person who belonged to a very good family, and he said that he came and gave me all his wealth, and he asked me also, that he was seeking liberation. So he said, I cannot give him liberation because who will do his karma? So in a practical way, he mentioned that person's name, and he says that, look, by just coming to me and learning all the tricks of the trade, spiritual trade, you do not attain liberation. So to attain liberation also, that is to stop the cycle of life and death, you have to do karma as nobody has done before. And one of the persons who has really impressed me as a karma person, a karmic person, is the ex-chancellor of Federal Republic of Germany, the first chancellor of post-war after Hitler, and his name was Chancellor Adenauer. You please read his life story. He was a karma yogi of the highest order. And I would like to stop here. Thank you very much.